I'm not really sure what happened. Oh, yes I am. I'm sure what happened. I had every intention of only doing a small order from the Sephora spring sale. I was planning on doing most of my shopping later in the year from them. So my initial intention was just to buy 3 items. And then I realized with all this crazy stuff about the tariffs going up, I thought makeup might be a lot more expensive at the end of the year, especially luxury brands. So I just went ahead and ordered everything on my wish list. So my little 3-item order kind of got out of control, and I ordered everything on my wish list. If you like this type of video, please hit the like. If you're new here, welcome. My name is Terry. I'm just your average 37-year-old retired woman, just playing with makeup. I hope you find something you like here and you're wanting to subscribe. So let's do all that YouTube stuff. Hit like, hit subscribe, turn on your notifications, and if you're already a subscriber, thank you so much. I love you. I love you for subscribing. And let's get to it. Leave a comment when you find something you want to talk about. Thank you. Alrighty then. It seems to happen frequently, but for different reasons. I was editing this video last night, and this section in the middle of the video had this extremely annoying metal clinking sound because the way I had set up the microphone, every little vibration made it clank against the tripod. So things might not line up exactly, and you might notice that my nails are not as good today as they were originally, but I had not realized, that I should redo my nails. So, let's look at these. Let's look at everything. Okay, so on the first day, or my first order, one of the items I was really looking forward to ordering was the correct shade of the Sephora collection Reveal the Real Skin Tint. I had tried this last year, but I had a color that was a little bit too dark. And I love it. Okay, I love this as a foundation, especially in the summer or on very casual days. It's only light coverage, but your skin looks so beautiful. I mean, at least in person. I guess we'll see when this video comes out if it looks good on video as well as in person. But it's like perfect in person. It just blurs all the discolorations together. It looks like skin. It feels wonderful. And this is the foundation I'm wearing in the beginning and the end of this video. So you can see what it looks like, and I can see what it looks like. So that was one of the first things I knew I wanted to order. The next one was I had really wanted to order, a grown-up foundation. So this one is medium coverage. And when I was at Sephora, I guess last year, they told me that they had one of the makeup artists there, and she told me that this is the most popular brand among their mature clientele. And she said it won't look cakey, it won't look crusty. And so this Armani Luminous Silk Perfect Glow Flawless Foundation is what I got. And I got it in the color or shade 3.5. So when I do my next video, trying on makeup from this haul, I will use this one because I knew I already liked the other one, so I didn't want to mess with it. So it's on the Sephora foundations on this video, and this Armani will be on the next video. The last thing I got in that order was, there's a blue eyeliner at ColourPop that I'd like to get, but every time I go, it's either out of stock or I don't really have enough other items I want to buy to get free shipping, so I haven't ordered yet. So I thought that, and that one was blue, so I thought I would try Sephora's. So let's see what this looks like. This is the shade Matte Royal Blue, and I think that'll be a really pretty eyeliner. And it is 12-hour retractable eyeliner. And this is also from the Sephora collection. With that initial order, you know, I got to pick a couple of freebies, and I don't remember what the other one was. Oh, I think it was a sample of a Kosas sunscreen. So we'll look at that some other day. But one of them was like samples of Natasha Denona High Glam Concealer. And I'd been thinking about this for a while, but there are so many friggin' shades to choose from. And it's next to impossible to pick out which one is correct, you know, online. And I forgot to check the shades when I was at Sephora. So I got this. It came with 6 little samples of the shades. And if there's one of these that works good for you, you can get multiple wearings out of each little sample. There were generous samples for a concealer. So this one is N7, and which I thought was too something. This one is N2. So I thought 7 was a little bit too dark and N2 was a little too light, maybe. But what we also got in this sample, and okay, so I've already wrecked this because I didn't read the instructions before I started tearing it apart. But it has instructions on how to pick your correct shade, which of course I didn't read. And so I started, and it comes with this little sheet showing all the different shades. It's two-sided. I mean, look at all those shades that she carries. So I started tearing off the ones that I thought would be most likely a good shade. And of course you would do this on your face, not on your hand. But you can take a look at the shades and match it up to what looks best in the little hole, which I thought was, you know, ingenious. Because chances are the sample you get is probably not going to be the perfect shade. I mean, she can't send samples of everything. But this was such a clever way of letting you pick out your perfect shade at home. So that also came in the first order. Then, in my second order, I did order a Natasha Denona concealer. It's called High Glam Concealer, and I ended up getting the shade N5. So there's that. It'll be fun to try that out. Learning to do my eyebrows has been an adventure, okay? I'd never done them before, and so I've tried a bunch of different brands of eyebrow products, pencils, mousse, gel, I don't know, a lot of things. And it took me a while to figure out the correct shade because almost everything looks orange on my olive skin. Melt, the few things they had left of Melt at the Sephora online have been 50% off for a while. I'd been wanting to try Melt's Perfectionist Brow Pencil, and I got it in the color Ash Blonde. I mean, I'm not blonde. I've never been blonde. Well, except for periods where I kind of dyed my hair. But I've realized that for eyebrow pencils to look good on my eyebrows, it has to be really cool so that it looks okay with my skin coloring. So here is Melt's Ash Blonde, and I think it'll be a nice, light, cool color to use. And then I also had heard that Bobbi Brown made a really good eyebrow pencil. And so I ordered this in gray blonde. Okay, so the second line here is the gray blonde, which makes this one actually look warm compared to this one. So I'm thinking this will be a good one too. And then finally I ordered the Sephora Collection eyebrow pencil. I don't know if they've got a special name, but in the shade 1.25, which is natural gray brown. This one is a little darker, which is probably going to work well. So there's that. So I got 3 new shades and brands of eyebrow pencils to try. I'm going to get better at this. So the next thing I got that was kind of weird was I usually get my makeup remover pads or wipes from CVS, just the generic ones, but I thought I would try this. And I don't use it to actually take my makeup off, I just use it when I'm swatching. So let's open this. Okay, finally got it open. This one's got a lot smaller hole than my CVS ones does. Anyway, whatever. They come in different scents and formulations. I got the coconut one. Well, that blue eyeliner doesn't want to come off, but that's okay. We can ignore that. Okay, so then the next thing I've been wanting to get, this is the eyeshadow that Blair of Simply Blair, it's like her favorite. She's got a whole bunch of shades of it, but it's a very subtle, refined kind of look. So this is that eyeshadow. It's a nice formulation. It comes with a doe foot, and this is the shade 22M. I was also wanting shade 18, but they were out of it for the entire sale, so I'll have to get it next time. And this is a matte, and it shears out really nicely. It'll be a very nice neutral look. It feels wonderful. Then I got, so the items that were still on Sephora from Give Beauty by Gwen Stefani have been 50% off for a long time. So I assume that's because they're not going to carry it anymore at Sephora. So these have been sitting in my basket for a long time. So let's start with the lightest one. This is the shade Midriff. It squeezes out of a little tiny hole. And so that was a shimmer. The next color I got is Pogo. It's a matte. It's like a medium brown. Well, it doesn't look medium, but it is. It's the lighter of the two mattes I got. And the final one was Ska Vibes, S-K-A. This one's also matte. So this actual title of these is Give, Paint It Up. Long Wear Mousse Eyeshadow. So let's see how these go. Did I put enough of this one on? Oh, I think so. So they're mousse. They blend out really nicely. Not sure if you can tell what midriff looks like. I didn't do a very big squeeze. There, you can see a little better. So I guess you would call, these are mousses, I guess you would call them creams. And this one was a liquid. So this was the Armani. This is the Painted Up by Give in midriff. This is the Painted Up by Give in Pogo. And this is the Ska Vibes one. So there's like a really nice range of very soft eyeshadows to use. When I want a really quick one and done, I usually opt for some type of cream shadow. But, okay, so next, going with the eyes. This is one I thought I would never ever order. I'd never ever buy because his products are so friggin' expensive. But I ended up getting the Patrick Ta for eyes. It's an eyeshadow duo, and I got it in the shades, or the colorway, I guess, called Still at the Club. And I just thought it was really beautiful, understated yet dressy eyeshadow duo. Okay, so this is the one closest to the hinge. Oh, it's like glassy and smooth. That's beautiful. And this is the other one. This one is more, I would say, like a satin. But those will be pretty to use together or separately for one and dones. Or I guess these will be two and dones if we use them both. But I'm really happy I got it. I probably won't buy any others, but I'm glad I had that to try it. And, we'll look at that again later. Since I filmed the intro on this a while ago, I can't remember exactly what I said. But one of the reasons I went back and got this big order was I have the Rouge status from my purchases last year, and it expires at the end of the year. So I was planning on doing my big purchases towards the end of the year because I don't think I'll ever get Rouge status again for that 20% off. So, but then thinking about all the craziness with the tariffs, I decided, things might just be a lot more expensive at the end of the year. So I went ahead and bought another YSL quad. Last year I got the colorway number 300, which is called, I don't remember, Kashba Spice or something. It was a warmer palette. I'll put the name of it up here when I'm editing. So I decided to go ahead and get a second one in a more neutral brown. This is shade 710, and it's called Overbrun. So this light one is a matte. And then we've got this one, And I think this darker one is closer to a satin than a matte. But we've got, I think this is supposed to be a topper, this is a shimmer, we've got a light matte, and then we've got a dark satin, which you can use like a matte. So there are the 4 colors from that one. I think they'll be very nice looking. Since I already filmed this once, I've already taken everything out of the boxes, and I saved the little brushes that came with it with the box, and I'm not going to use them, so I set them in storage with that. But very glad I've got another one of those. Taking advantage of the Give by Gwen Stefani 50% off and then 20% off, I got another palette of hers. This is Icy in Color in the colorway Rich Girl. So it's a pretty gold type of palette. Let's see, let's clean off my fingers a little better. Her eyeshadows really go on very nicely. They're such a creamy powder. Okay, so here are these 4 shades. This lightest shade, I guess maybe it's a topper. And the second corner here is a matte in a nice kind of medium brown. Then the bottom left corner here is a metallic shimmer. And then the fourth corner is another darker matte in another shade. So this will make a very pretty golden look, which is why I guess they called it Rich Girl. Then my splurge continued. And I bought 2 Dior palettes. This one is Dior Backstage in the colorway 001 Nude Essentials. It looks like a nice combination of shimmers, mattes, and satins. So there should be a lot of nice looks to look for this. I'm not going to swatch all these today because since there's 9 of them, I will do it on the first video I do the first video I do using this. But this is my first Dior eyeshadow palette, so I'm very excited about it. And then I decided to go the other direction. Okay, if you know the secret to opening this Dior palette, please leave a comment and let me know what it is. Okay, there, I got it. Okay, so this one I got in the shade, or colorway, Soft Cashmere. I think it's their most popular palette. It's really pretty. It's got nice shimmer, topper, matte, and satins. Again, in a nice neutral tone. And again, it came with a plastic thing with a little tray for the brushes that also protected the palette. But it's with its box too. So this is Soft Cashmere. I know some people were a little disappointed because it's not the same formulation that they used to use. And you can tell the difference. Oops. You can tell the difference in formulations. The older formulation, Dior, was written in a capital D, and then the IOR were in smaller case. And the new formulations, everything's in all capitals. So if you find one somewhere with the capital D and the small letters for the rest of it, that's the older formulation, and it might even be supposedly better than this one. But this is the one I got. All right, I think that was it for the eyes. These next ones are all for the lips. I'm gonna get these to stop rolling. Okay, so this one, I don't think I have anything from the Merit brand. And this is a new product for theirs, which I don't normally order new things, but it sounded intriguing. And it is Merit Signature Lip Sheer Lip Liner. And I got it in the color Sportif. There's a lot of dissension about whether this is a good formulation or not, because most people don't want their lip liners to be sheer, but I thought it might be a good addition for summer looks, and it is so creamy and smooth. I don't know how long it's going to last, but this is a pretty color. Sportif. We'll try it. I'll let you know what I think about it after I've used it a few times. The next one I got is like the exact opposite. This is Makeup Forever Artist Color Pencil Extreme. Now, I do have a little sample size of one of their regular lip liners, which I love. I think that's the Whatever Walnut shade. This one is supposed to be like waterproof, long wearing. Exact opposite probably of that one. Well, this goes on nice and creamy too, so I don't know. We'll take a look at them when I wipe them off. But this one is in the color Lively Peony. So this one's a pinker one. So this is the sheer one. This by Merit. This is the Makeup Forever Extreme one in Peony. And then I've got one more. This was also one of those that was discounted because it's by Gib. This is Gib's Pencil Lip Liner in the shade, oh, I know it's here, Anaheim Line. Now this one is an actual pencil. You'd have to sharpen it, I think. Yeah, you would have to sharpen it to when it starts to wear down. This one's a lot harder than the other two. So it's more like what I think of as a typical lip liner. So I've got 3 different shades there. 3 different, very different formulations. And we'll see which ones I like best. Maybe I'll like all of them. I don't know. I'll let you know. Then we continue the lips with tints and stains. Okay, these I got because during the summer, if I'm going to be out and about all day, I would probably rather have a stain that leaves my lips colored. Whoa, that is pink. Even when, you know, the lipstick or lip gloss would be gone. So this one is by Fenty Beauty. And that one's very bright. This is called Fenty Beauty Pout Sickle Hydrating Lip Stain. And this shade is my type. Like a Mai Tai, only it's my type, Type. So that's really pretty. It'll be a pretty summer shade. We'll see what it looks like after I wipe it off. Then I got one Sephora cream lip stain. I've never used lip stains before, so I figured this is a good time to try. This one is more like a brick red, and it's in the shade Terracotta, I think. Spicy Terracotta, this shade. I can't read it on here. I have to look at the list that I typed up to do the description of the video. So that kind of shade looks good on me too. So we've got that. And then I got two of Sephora's Totally Juicy Lip Tints. This is more like a coral type of pink. And that is the shade Summer Slushy. And it's in the shade Maple Glaze. Now, since I've already filmed most of this at least once, I know that when I go to take this off, that these stay. Then I got one more lip product. This is the Sephora collection About That Shine Sheer Shine Lipstick. I have this in another shade already, so I know I like it. So that's really pretty. It's a nice bright coral color. The other one I've got is more of a neutral color. And this one is in the shade Radiant Flame. So this is another color that looks good on me. Now, the next part of the film is not wrecked, so I'll use what I already have because I've edited it. So these, in that film, I had wiped off all these lip products. And you can see which ones come off easily and which ones leave a stain. But I'll just do that here again now, and I'll cut it out of the other one because the shades would all be in the wrong spot. So the sheer is gone. The lip liners are gone, except for the Makeup Forever one is still here. And then the 4 tints and stains are all still there. So they should work good this summer. Keep some color on my lips. Some people have problems with lip stains drying out their lips, so I hope that doesn't happen. That's why I got a combination of lip tints and just, I think, 1 stain, so that I figured the tints probably wouldn't be drying if the other one is. All right, so now let's switch to the one that I didn't wreck the first time. The lip oil. I love lip oils. Super soft. They just feel so good when you're wearing them. Some of them have a lot of good extra ingredients in it, and some of them just feel good. used this in the color Pink Cloud. Really nice. Then the last lip product I got was Too Faced Lip Injection Lip Gloss. This is supposed to be the super uber plumping lip gloss. Like so strong that some people can't use it because it bothers them too much. But I've tried a couple of other plumping lip glosses and they didn't really bother me. So this has got a nice scent and can't really tell what it is. It's sweet. It's nice. I could smell it as soon as it opened, but now that it's been open for a minute, I can't really smell it anymore. A beautiful packaging. There's no tingling on my fingers yet, but I'm not really sure I would expect any. So anyway, there's that. More lip plumping for the summer. Okay, we're getting towards the end here. So we did the Natasha Denona concealer. I also got one from the Sephora collection, the Sephora Best Skin Ever. It's in the shade 22.5, I think. Yeah, 22.5 neutral. Sometimes I like my concealer to be a little lighter, and some I like it to be close to my skin tone. This one I think ended up being maybe a little too yellow, but I think it'll look good under my eyes. Then the last item. Okay, so this was a new company to me. I learned about it from one of the Michelle Wang videos, and she really liked it. She really likes expensive luxury stuff. I figured it was going to be good. This is a Sarah Creole Face Flex Concealer and Complexion Enhancer. So you can use this as a concealer. You can use it as a foundation. And you can add some drops from the next product I'm going to show you to thin it out a little bit to make it a thinner foundation. I have such a hard time opening makeup. It's amazing I can function. I got this in the shade 3.0. The tone looks right. It's a little light for me, but that's okay. The next higher one I thought was going to be too dark. But it will be a beautiful concealer, and I'm anxious to see how it acts when you add the next item to it. It feels wonderful, though. I just want to keep feeling it. Okay, so before I wash my hand, I'm going to wipe off that lip oil. See, no color left behind. No color left behind. But I still have color from the 2 lip stains and the 2 lip tints. So they're going to be doing their job. Whew. What a lot of shopping. I have one more item, but it was kind of large and I didn't think it would look good, you know, on the facing down filming. So this was a Sarah Creole Moisture Source Bi-Phase Brightening Essence. And one of the things I know that's a real challenge for me is how dry my skin is. So this should work as an extra layer of moisturizer. But also what intrigued me is you can add a few drops of this to the concealer I got and thin it out a little bit, or thin it out as much as you want, and then use it as a foundation too. So this was kind of expensive, but I guess it was my one really big splurge. So I'm looking forward to trying this. It's bi-phase. It's like you have to shake it up each time. And then the oily layer and the watery layer get suspended. And then you can release it drop by drop from the little dropper top. It's very nice frosted glass. And I learned about this from a video on the Michelle Wang channel. She does, I love her videos, but she does videos on very high-end and luxury skincare and makeup. And I decided this was my one not on my wish list thing I wanted to try splurging on. So I hope I love it. If I do, thank you, Michelle. If I don't, oh, boo-hoo. But that's it. So what did you think about my shopping this time? So on my face, I have that Sephora collection Reveal the Real tinted serum, and I love it. In real life, it's perfect. It's absolutely perfect, but I don't know how it's going to show up on video, so I hope it shows up really nice on video. But in real life, face to face, it's gorgeous. It looks and feels like skin. It goes on very light, and it just kind of blurs all of the, discolorations and everything. It does not ever leave my problem wrinkly areas looking crusty or dry, and I just love it. So I hope it shows up okay. I mean, sometimes when I'm filming, I realize I look fairly good in person, but then the way my camera is or the lighting is, it just looks like every flaw is magnified like 100 times. So I don't know, we'll see. So that was it. Leave a comment on which items you're most excited to see me try. Leave a comment about if you've got anything that you bought or that you're wanting to buy. And thank you again for watching. If you've made it this far and are not a subscriber, please subscribe. And if you're a subscriber, you know I love you. Thank you so much. Until next time, keep looking in your silver mirror, as I will be, looking to make sure that we're healthy and we're happy with our appearance. See you next time. Bye.